Hey everybody, it's David with Danger Close Armament, and I'm here with a Gen 6 Enhanced Optic Plate update for you guys. I'm trying to answer a couple questions that you guys have been asking frequently, whether via email or through our social media, and kind of share some updates about where we are in the design and development phase of our optic plates. So let's hop into it. First and foremost, as far as updates go, we have finished our initial prototyping of all the four initial optic footprints that we're going to be offering. That's the RMSC Universal, which is also the 507K Holosun K footprint, the Acro, the RMR, and the Delta Point Pro. Right now we have our prototypes and we're in the process of finalizing the fitment and all that stuff, and then working on the actual manufacturing aspect of things, working on our fixturing and whatnot. We will not rush these, out, but we want to make sure that you guys are getting exactly what you pay for, and that includes a really high quality fit. That's really important to us, just like our optic cuts, that these have a nice tight fit on the slide and that the optic has a nice tight fit on the plate. Secondly, we've gotten a lot of questions about, hey, when are they shipping? Are they still on track to ship by April 1st? And if you've placed a pre-order, that you've seen that April 1st ship date. And we are still on track to ship by April 1st. Of course, we want to get them out as early as possible, but we're going to make sure, again, that you guys are getting a high-quality plate, and so we will not rush these to market, but we are on track to get these done by April 1st. Another question we've been getting is, are they going to come in black? And yes, they are only available in black. The pictures you guys are seeing of the silver plates or of them in the white is the prototype plates. We do not do anodizing in-house. That's something that we send out to have done, so we're not having every prototype plate that we make anodized. We had one done just to check fitment and make sure we're going to be happy with the finish. But yes, these will all be available in hard coat anodized black. And what else? Another question we've been getting is the material. We have settled on 7 series aluminum. It's aircraft grade aluminum. It's very high quality, and it is plenty sufficient. You guys have to remember the factory plate is plastic. These do not need to be made out of steel. If they're made out of steel, then they need lightning cuts because it's a heavy material, and the aluminum is plenty rigid. We've made them slightly proud of the original plastic plate so that the optic is clamping down on the plate when installed, with the exception of the Acro. Another question that we've gotten is, do we need hardware? And the answer is kind of. Not really, but the Acro will come with a set of screws for mounting the plate to the slide, because obviously the optic mounts the plate but does not use through screws. But the RMR and the RMSC and the Delta Point Pro will not come with screws, because they will use the screws that you would have already used to mount your slide with the factory plates. And the factory hardware that's provided with your optic should be sufficient. Now, if maybe you don't have a high quality optic and it might have some Chinese hardware and you want to buy hardware from us, we do have some hardware available on our website for purchase in addition to the plate. And we're going to work on getting some hardware for some of the plates that we don't have right now. But you will not need hardware with the plates. You should be able to mount it with either the 632 or the M4 screws that are provided with your optic, depending on which optic it is and which footprint you're using. So those are the majority of the questions that we're getting. The other questions we've been getting are, what co-witness sights do we need with which optic? And those are kind of things that we're working on developing and having listed with the purchase or the packaging of the optics. But what we're seeing is, for the most part, the RMR and the EPS footprint and some of the Delta Point Pro footprints can use like a lower suppressor height sight. We have 2 heights available for purchase. We have like an MOS height, which is like the extra tall, and then there's just the standard like optic cut height sights. And so we know for sure that the Acro will need taller sights to co-witness. It'll need the MOS height sights. If you have a true Delta Point Pro footprint, they have a really thick deck height of the optic, and you will need the extra tall, the MOS height sights. But a standard RMR and most of the other optics that are out there, are like the EPS, those will co-witness with the standard suppressor sights that we sell, which are the same height sights that most manufacturers sell out there as well. So, but yeah, we're really excited for the launch of these. They're really high quality. We've been test shooting the Gen 6 quite a bit, and it is a fantastic pistol, and it deserves a high quality optic plate. And The other questions we've been getting asked are, why are you guys, doing this? Why is the factory plate not sufficient? And to put it frank, it's just that the factory plate is plastic, and this is a Glock's cost-cutting measure. For them to provide machined aluminum plates with all their pistols for various different optics would cost Glock a lot of money versus just injection molding cheap plates. And, this is something we've seen in the past. They initially used to include metal MOS plates, and then they started shipping with plastic plates as a cost-saving measure. They used to ship with 4 back straps. Now they only ship with 2. Again, cost-saving measures. So I promise you this plate is better. The front and rear backers, to eliminate that gap, isn't just for aesthetic purposes, but it also helps to serve as protection. When you have that gap there and you go to rack the slide off the optic, that's putting an additional strain on the screws and the bosses. And without that backer, the optic can just lift up and you can shear your screws. So having those backers in a nice tight fit ensures that any force is transmitted through the optic, through the slide, ensuring that it remains durable and high quality. So if you really like to use your stuff and you're racking off the optic, or you're carrying this Gen 6 pistol on duty, you'll definitely want to grab an enhanced plate. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys tuning in for the updates and all your interest in our plates, and we've had a great pre-order so far, so we're really looking forward to bringing these to market, and we'll hopefully see you guys soon in April. All right, take it easy.